Do you start your mornings with a warm cup of coffee or a refreshing glass of juice, thinking it's the best way to wake up your body? You're not alone. For millions of older adults, that morning drink is a comforting daily ritual. But what if that very habit, the one that feels so familiar and harmless, is actually working against your muscle health? What if, after 70, that first drink is silently weakening your body instead of strengthening it? As we get older, every small choice we make can have a bigger impact on how we feel. And when it comes to staying strong and independent, protecting your muscles becomes one of the most important things you can do. Most people think of muscle loss as something that happens from inactivity or poor diet. And that's true, but there's something most people don't know. The drink you choose first thing in the morning can either support or sabotage your muscles for the rest of the day. In this video, we're going to reveal the truth about one of the most common morning drinks that could be draining your muscle strength without you even realizing it. We'll explain the science in a way that's easy to understand, share real-life stories, and most importantly, show you better choices that help you feel stronger, more energized, and more in control of your health after 70. This isn't about giving up your favorite drink forever. It's about knowing when and how to enjoy it in a way that supports your body instead of hurting it. So stay with us until the end of the video. You might be surprised by how one simple change in your morning routine can help you feel stronger and steadier throughout the day. I know you are a person who likes to watch videos quietly. If you have not liked and subscribed to the channel, now is a good time to do it because you are a kind person. If the video is helpful, press 1. If the video is not good enough or needs improvement, press 2. Thanks everyone. Now let's get started. Number 1, the surprising morning drink that hurts muscle health. Mr. Ray, a 75-year-old former bus driver from Pennsylvania, started every day the same way, with a strong, hot cup of black coffee. He'd sit at his kitchen table, sip slowly while reading the newspaper, and enjoy the quiet before the world woke up. It was his comfort, his habit, and something he looked forward to every morning. But over time, he started to notice something unsettling. Despite eating regular meals and doing his daily walks, Ray felt like he was getting weaker. He had a harder time standing up from chairs, carrying groceries, and even noticed his arms looked thinner than before. "I thought I was doing everything right," he told his doctor. That's when his physician asked a simple question: "What do you have for breakfast?" When Ray said, "Just coffee. I eat later," the doctor leaned in and said, "That could be part of the problem." Many people, especially seniors, think of coffee as harmless, even healthy. And yes, coffee does have benefits. It contains antioxidants, can help with alertness, and may even lower the risk of some diseases. But there's a hidden side, especially when coffee is consumed on an empty stomach and without any food. When you drink coffee first thing in the morning, particularly black coffee with no protein or calories, it can spike your cortisol levels. Cortisol is a hormone naturally released in the morning to help wake your body up. But when it rises too high, especially from stimulants like caffeine, it can start to break down muscle tissue to use as energy, a process called catabolism. After 70, when your body is already losing muscle mass more easily, this effect can be even more harmful. In simple terms, drinking coffee alone in the morning can signal your body to burn muscle, not build it, especially if you don't eat for an hour or two afterward. This means that the very habit you thought was helping you stay awake may be making you weaker over time. And it's not just coffee. Other common morning drinks like energy drinks or high caffeine teas can have similar effects if consumed without any protein or food. These beverages may give a short burst of energy, but they can also stress your system and disrupt your muscle metabolism when your body's most vulnerable. Mr. Ray was shocked. He'd always thought skipping breakfast and having just coffee was a sign of discipline, a way to control his weight or avoid feeling sluggish. But he had never thought about how it might be affecting his muscles. So he made a simple change. Instead of drinking black coffee first thing in the morning, he began having a small protein-rich breakfast before or alongside it. Sometimes it was a boiled egg and a slice of whole grain toast. Other times he'd drink a protein shake or eat a bit of Greek yogurt with fruit. He still enjoyed his coffee, but now it was part of a complete morning, not the only thing he consumed. Within weeks, Ray noticed real changes. His energy lasted longer throughout the day. His physical therapist commented on the improvement in his leg strength. Even his balance seemed better. Most importantly, he felt like he had more control, not just over his routine, but over his body. That one small shift in his morning made all the difference. The takeaway here isn't that coffee is bad. It's that coffee alone, especially first thing in the morning, with no fuel in your body, can be bad for your muscles. After 70, your body needs more help holding on to muscle, and what you do in the morning sets the tone for the entire day. So if you love your coffee, keep it, but give your body something to work with. Pair it with protein. Protect your muscles before they start breaking down silently. In the next part, we'll explore exactly why your muscles become more sensitive and fragile after 70, and why they need even more protection than you might think. This understanding can help you make even smarter choices in the days ahead. Number 2, why your muscles are more vulnerable after 70. Mrs. Evelyn, a 78-year-old retired librarian from Oregon, had always prided herself on being active. She walked daily, cooked most of her meals at home, and had never been one to sit still for too long. But shortly after her 75th birthday, she began to notice subtle changes that she couldn't ignore. Climbing the stairs became harder, her grocery bags felt heavier, and she struggled to open jars she used to handle with ease. "I thought it was just old age creeping in," she said, "but what I didn't realize was that my muscles were changing faster than I was keeping up with." After speaking with her doctor, Evelyn learned what many seniors never hear in time, that after 70, your muscles don't just weaken naturally, they become far more vulnerable to everyday stress and nutritional imbalances. This vulnerability happens because of a condition known as sarcopenia, the age-related loss of muscle mass and function. While some degree of muscle decline is expected with age, the pace dramatically increases after 70. Studies show that adults can lose up to 15% of their muscle strength every decade after 50. But the losses speed up significantly in the 8th decade of life. What's worse, your body's ability to repair and rebuild muscle also slows down, meaning that even small setbacks like missing a meal or skipping protein can result in real, measurable loss. So why exactly are muscles more fragile after 70? The reasons are both internal and external. Internally, your body produces fewer hormones that support muscle maintenance, such as testosterone and growth hormone. Your digestive system also becomes less efficient, meaning it absorbs less protein, vitamins, and minerals than it did in your younger years. This leads to what's known as anabolic resistance. Your muscles don't respond as strongly to protein and exercise as they once did. Externally, many older adults become more sedentary without realizing it. Even small changes like walking less, sitting more, or avoiding strength-based activities compound over time and accelerate muscle loss. Mrs. Evelyn was shocked to learn how quickly her strength could decline if she didn't stay ahead of it. She also realized that her morning habits, including sipping coffee on an empty stomach and skipping protein until lunch, might be contributing to the problem. Her doctor explained that in older adults, the timing of protein intake matters just as much as the amount. The body needs a steady supply of protein throughout the day, and especially in the morning when cortisol levels are highest and muscle breakdown is more active. Without proper fuel early in the day, the body begins drawing energy from its own tissues, and muscles are often the first to go. With this new understanding, Evelyn made a series of small changes. She added protein to her breakfast, sometimes eggs, sometimes a slice of turkey or cottage cheese, and she started doing light resistance exercises with small hand weights every morning while listening to the radio. Within 2 months, she noticed she could carry more at the grocery store and didn't need help getting out of the bathtub. Her confidence grew, and so did her independence. The truth is, once you pass 70, your muscles no longer bounce back the way they used to. They need more support, more attention, and more consistency. This doesn't mean you have to train like an athlete or change your entire diet overnight, but it does mean being more mindful of when and how you eat, especially in the morning. Giving your muscles what they need, starting early in the day, helps slow the decline and gives you the strength to keep doing the things you love. So before you brush off that morning coffee as harmless or skip breakfast because you're not hungry, remember what's at stake. Your muscles are like your body's engine. They move you, lift you, steady you, and protect you from falls. Without them, independence becomes harder and harder to hold on to. In the next section, we'll dive deeper into what happens inside your body when you drink caffeine on an empty stomach, and how it can trigger a chain reaction that breaks down muscle faster than you might imagine. Number 3, the science behind caffeine, cortisol, and muscle breakdown. Mr. Dennis, a 74-year-old retired mechanic from Arizona, was a self-proclaimed coffee lover. For over 40 years, his day began the same way: a hot mug of strong black coffee before anything else. He liked the smell, the warmth, the sense of routine, and for a long time, he believed it gave him the energy to start his day. But lately, Dennis had been feeling more tired in the afternoons, needing longer naps, and noticing more stiffness in his legs and back. His doctor ran some tests, nothing serious, but told him something unexpected. You might want to take a break from coffee first thing in the morning. Dennis raised an eyebrow. How could coffee be the problem? The answer lies in a hormone called cortisol. Cortisol is your body's natural wake-up hormone. It peaks in the early morning and helps you get out of bed, feel alert, and start moving. That's a good thing, but only up to a point. When cortisol levels get too high, especially in older adults, they can start to have a catabolic effect, meaning they break down muscle tissue. Caffeine, particularly in black coffee or strong tea, has been shown to elevate cortisol even more, especially when consumed on an empty stomach. That means if you're drinking coffee before eating anything else, your cortisol may be peaking at the wrong time, triggering your body to burn muscle for fuel instead of using nutrients from food. For someone under 30, this extra cortisol bump might not make a huge difference. But for someone over 70, it can quietly accelerate muscle loss, fatigue, and even increase your risk of falls or weakness. That's because as we age, our ability to build and maintain muscle becomes much more sensitive to these hormonal changes. The older we get, the less room for error we have. And when we flood our body with caffeine before giving it any nutrients, no protein, no carbs, no fat, we're essentially pushing our system into stress mode before the day even begins. Dennis was surprised by how much sense it made once he heard the full picture. He'd been skipping breakfast for years, believing that coffee gave him energy and helped him stay lean. But what he didn't realize was that his body wasn't getting the raw materials it needed to protect his muscles. He was starting his engine every day with no fuel in the tank, and over time, that wore his system down. Caffeine also reduces insulin sensitivity temporarily, which means your body becomes less efficient at using carbohydrates for energy. When that happens, and especially in the absence of food, your body turns to stored energy sources, including amino acids from muscle tissue. This sets off a cycle where the muscles are broken down faster than they can be rebuilt, particularly in older adults who already struggle with slower protein synthesis and absorption. The result? Weakness, slower recovery, and gradual loss of strength, all while doing something as innocent as enjoying your morning drink. Dennis decided not to give up coffee entirely, but instead change how he used it. He now drinks a protein shake or eats a small meal before having his morning cup. Sometimes it's a slice of toast with almond butter and banana. Other times it's scrambled eggs with spinach. Within a few weeks, he noticed a shift: less afternoon fatigue, improved energy during yard work, and better stability when walking his dog. He still loved his coffee, but now it was part of a healthy morning routine, not a standalone ritual that silently drained his strength. Understanding the science behind caffeine and cortisol doesn't mean you have to quit coffee. It means respecting how your body changes with age and giving it the tools it needs to thrive. After 70, it's not about cutting things out. It's about using them wisely. Your morning drink should lift you up, not break you down. In the next part, we'll look at a common mistake many seniors make: drinking coffee or acidic beverages without eating anything first, and how that habit might be affecting your digestion, your nutrient absorption, and yes, your muscle health more than you realize. Number 4, what happens when you skip breakfast but drink this first? Mrs. Carroll, a 76-year-old former school teacher from Colorado, had always believed in starting her daylight. "I'm not a big breakfast person," she would say. Most mornings, she'd wake up, pour herself a cup of black coffee, sip it slowly while watching the sunrise, and wait until late morning before eating anything solid. It was her peaceful moment. No noise, no pressure, just the warmth of the coffee and her quiet thoughts. But over time, Carol began noticing something she couldn't ignore. Her energy would crash by mid-morning, her muscles felt sore even without exercise, and her balance seemed slightly off. After a small fall in her backyard that thankfully resulted in nothing more than a bruised knee, her doctor gently suggested that she re-evaluate her morning habits, especially the part where she skipped breakfast but drank coffee first. What many seniors like Carol don't realize is that what you consume first thing in the morning can set the tone for how your muscles, energy, and metabolism perform for the rest of the day. When you drink coffee or any stimulating, acidic beverage, without eating anything first, you create an imbalance in your body that's especially harmful after 70. At this age, your muscles are already more fragile due to slower repair processes, reduced hormone production, and decreased digestive efficiency. Starting your day with only coffee is like running a car engine with no oil. Things may move at first, but wear and tear add up fast. Let's break it down. When you wake up in the morning, your body has been fasting for 8 to 10 hours. Your blood sugar is low, your muscle tissue is hungry for nutrients, and your brain is ready for fuel. But instead of feeding your body, you introduce a stimulating, acidic liquid, often hot, loaded with caffeine, and devoid of nutrients. That caffeine raises cortisol, your stress hormone, which signals your body to preserve glucose and use other sources of energy, like muscle protein. In other words, if there's no food in your system to break down, your body starts borrowing from your muscles. Over time, this leads to gradual muscle loss, slower metabolism, and lower strength. Coffee and other acidic drinks can also irritate your stomach lining when consumed without food. This irritation may reduce stomach acid production, which is ironic because people often assume coffee increases it. But in seniors, this effect can blunt digestion, making it harder for your body to absorb protein, B12, and calcium later in the day, nutrients that are vital for muscle repair and bone health. If you're skipping breakfast and then trying to make up for it at lunch or dinner, chances are your body won't absorb those nutrients as well as it could have if you'd eaten earlier. Mrs. Carroll had never thought of it this way. No one had ever explained that breakfast isn't just a meal. It's a signal to the body that it's safe, nourished, and ready to rebuild. When she heard that, something clicked. "I've been waking up my body with stress instead of strength," she told her daughter. She decided to change her habit gradually. She didn't give up coffee, but she committed to eating something first. Even if it was just half a boiled egg, a spoonful of nut butter, or a few slices of apple with cottage cheese. The shift was subtle but powerful. Within 2 weeks, she noticed fewer energy crashes, and her afternoon walks became easier. Her physical therapist noted improved balance and posture. Most importantly, Carol felt more grounded, like her body was finally getting what it had been asking for all along. So, what happens when you skip breakfast but drink coffee first? You may feel awake, but your muscles are paying the price. Over time, the habit of skipping food in the morning while consuming acidic, stimulant-rich drinks can chip away at your strength, digestion, and energy, slowly, silently, and consistently. The good news is that this habit is one of the easiest to change. You don't need a full breakfast buffet. Just a small amount of nutrient-rich food before or with your morning drink can make all the difference. Think of it as giving your body a thank you for all the work it does. A bit of fuel to say, let's start the day strong. Next, we'll explore another hidden risk of morning drinks, how acidic beverages like coffee or orange juice can interfere with nutrient absorption and digestive comfort, especially when consumed without food. Number 5, the hidden danger of acidic drinks on an empty stomach. Mr. George, a 79-year-old retired high school principal from North Carolina, had always considered himself disciplined and health conscious. Every morning, he followed the same routine he'd kept since his teaching days. Wake up at 6 o'clock, drink a tall glass of orange juice, and sit quietly on the porch to watch the sun rise. Breakfast came later, sometimes an hour or two afterward. It was a peaceful ritual that gave him comfort and structure. But over time, George began experiencing persistent heartburn, occasional bloating, and a strange heaviness after meals. His energy didn't last like it used to, and even light gardening left him more fatigued than usual. At first, he thought it was just old age catching up, but during a routine visit, his doctor asked him about his morning habits. When George mentioned drinking acidic orange juice first thing every day and delaying food, the doctor raised an eyebrow and gently said, "That might be part of the problem." What George didn't realize, and what many seniors don't know, is that acidic drinks like coffee, citrus juices, and even some teas can do more harm than good when consumed on an empty stomach, especially after age 70. As we get older, the lining of our stomach becomes more sensitive, and our digestion becomes more delicate. Starting the day with an acidic beverage, without any food to buffer it, can irritate the stomach lining, disrupt natural acid levels, and interfere with how well our body absorbs nutrients from the foods we eat later. Here's why that matters. When the stomach lining is irritated, it produces less hydrochloric acid, the very thing needed to break down protein and absorb important nutrients like calcium, magnesium, and vitamin B12. Without proper acid levels, your digestive system can't function efficiently. That means even if you eat healthy meals later in the day, your body might not absorb everything it needs to maintain muscle strength, bone health, and energy. Over time, this can contribute to muscle loss, weakness, and even vitamin deficiencies, all without you realizing the root of the problem started in your morning routine. Acidic drinks also tend to relax the lower esophageal sphincter, a ring of muscle that keeps stomach contents from rising up the esophagus. When that muscle relaxes too much, it can lead to acid reflux, burning in the chest, and long-term discomfort. These symptoms are common in older adults, but often misattributed to aging, when in fact they're triggered by avoidable habits. After understanding this, Mr. George decided to experiment with a small change. Instead of starting his morning with orange juice, he switched to warm water with a slice of lemon and a sprinkle of turmeric, a gentle, soothing drink that helped wake up his digestion without overloading it with acid. He also made a point to eat something light within 30 minutes of waking, sometimes a piece of toast with almond butter or a soft-boiled egg. Within a couple of weeks, the heartburn faded, his energy improved, and he noticed fewer digestive issues throughout the day. His body didn't feel as heavy, and he even resumed his afternoon walks with renewed confidence. The lesson here is simple but powerful. Acidic drinks are not bad on their own, but they become harmful when consumed without food, especially for older adults. After 70, your body needs more support, not more stress. And acidic drinks on an empty stomach can create the kind of stress your gut just doesn't handle as well anymore. If you love coffee or orange juice, you don't have to give them up. Just shift how you enjoy them. Pair them with something nourishing, like oatmeal, yogurt, or eggs. Think of food as a cushion. It softens the impact, supports digestion, and allows your body to absorb the full benefits of what you consume. Your mornings should be gentle, supportive, and energizing. They should prepare your body for movement, strength, and connection, and they should begin with kindness, not irritation, to your gut, your muscles, and your overall well-being. Next, we'll explore the good news. The better morning drinks that are actually good for your muscles, easy to digest, and perfect for seniors who want to feel stronger and more energized all day long. Number 6, better morning drinks for seniors who want strong muscles. Mrs. Pauline, an 80-year-old grandmother from Illinois, had always been set in her ways. For decades, she started her mornings with a quick cup of coffee and nothing else until lunchtime. It was fast, familiar, and gave her the boost she thought she needed. But as she entered her 80s, Pauline began feeling noticeably weaker. Her arms tired easily, and she found herself needing more help with daily chores. When her daughter gently suggested that her morning habits might be part of the problem, Pauline laughed and said, "What's wrong with coffee? But after watching a health seminar at her local community center, she started to see things differently. The speaker explained that while coffee itself wasn't bad, what you pair it with, or don't pair it with, can make or break your muscle health after 70. The good news is that there are many better options for seniors who want to stay strong and energized. And you don't have to give up your favorite drink completely. You just need to give your muscles what they really need to thrive: hydration, protein, and a gentle start to digestion. These elements work together to provide the fuel your body needs to maintain and even rebuild muscle, especially in the early hours of the day when your body is most ready to absorb nutrients. One of the best morning drinks for muscle health is a protein-rich smoothie. It's quick to prepare, easy to digest, and completely customizable. Pauline began making a simple smoothie using unsweetened almond milk, a scoop of plant-based protein powder, half a banana, and a small handful of spinach. Sometimes she added cinnamon or a spoonful of peanut butter for flavor and extra nutrients. She drank it slowly while sitting by the window, replacing her old coffee ritual with something that not only warmed her spirit but nourished her muscles. Within weeks, she noticed her energy returning. She didn't feel that afternoon slump anymore, and her physical therapist even noted improved grip strength. Another gentle and effective option is warm water with lemon and collagen peptides. Collagen is a type of protein that supports joint health, skin elasticity, and muscle repair. And it's especially important for seniors whose natural collagen production declines with age. Collagen peptides dissolve easily in warm liquids, and when paired with lemon water, they provide a soothing, low-acidic alternative to coffee. For seniors who experience digestive sensitivity, this combo can help calm the stomach while providing valuable protein first thing in the day. If you still want your coffee, you can enjoy it, but not alone. Pauline eventually brought coffee back into her routine, but now she drinks it after having her smoothie or a small protein-packed meal. This simple shift ensures that her body has the nutrients it needs to offset the cortisol spike that caffeine can cause. She's also started experimenting with herbal teas, like ginger or turmeric tea, which offer natural anti-inflammatory benefits without the jittery effects of caffeine. Herbal teas are a great choice for older adults who want a warm drink in the morning, but are trying to reduce acid intake or limit stimulants. For those who struggle with appetite in the early hours, even a small drink like milk with added whey protein or a few spoonfuls of Greek yogurt blended into a shake can be enough to make a difference. The goal isn't to eat a big meal, it's to provide the body with just enough high-quality fuel to kickstart muscle support and stabilize energy. Think of it as giving your engine the oil it needs before you hit the road. Pauline now shares her smoothie recipes with her friends at church and encourages others to rethink their routines. It's not about cutting things out, she says. It's about adding what helps. And she's right. After 70, every small improvement adds up, especially when it comes to muscle health. The morning is a key opportunity to give your body the building blocks it needs for the day ahead. So if you're wondering how to make your mornings more muscle-friendly, start simple. Add some protein, stay hydrated, and be kind to your digestion. Whether it's a smoothie, a gentle tea, or a nourishing drink that includes both calories and protein, your body will thank you, not just today, but in the weeks, months, and years to come. Up next, we'll meet real seniors who made these changes and saw amazing improvements in their strength, balance, and overall energy. Their stories will show just how powerful a small shift in morning habits can truly be. Number 7, real stories. Seniors who changed their mornings and got stronger. Mr. Harold from Iowa had just turned 81 when he began noticing that his legs didn't feel as steady as they used to. A proud grandfather of 6 and a retired farmer, he'd always believed in staying active, even in his golden years. But recently, getting up from a chair took more effort. His daily walks were shorter, and he sometimes needed to hold on to the railing while going down the front porch steps. Something he never used to do. "I figured that's just what happens when you get old," he said with a shrug. That was until he went to his doctor's office for a routine checkup, and during a casual conversation, mentioned that he usually started his day with 2 cups of black coffee and didn't eat until late morning. His doctor gently suggested trying something new, having a small protein-rich meal or drink before the coffee. Skeptical but willing to try, Harold began drinking a simple protein shake each morning before his usual cup of joe. It was nothing fancy, just milk, a scoop of protein powder, and a banana. Within 2 weeks, something surprising happened. Getting up felt easier, his balance improved, and he stopped feeling so wiped out halfway through the day. "I didn't think that little shake could make such a difference," he said with a smile, "but I guess my muscles noticed." Then there's Mrs. Ruth, a lively 77-year-old from Florida who loved her early mornings. She always rose with the sun and had a glass of grapefruit juice while reading her devotionals. For years, she thought it was the healthiest way to begin the day. But over time, Ruth began to feel more bloated. Her energy would crash before noon, and she even started skipping her weekly swim class because she didn't feel strong enough. One day, her daughter, who had been learning about nutrition, asked her, "Mom, do you ever eat anything before your juice?" Ruth replied, "No, I just don't feel hungry that early." Her daughter explained how acidic drinks on an empty stomach might actually be irritating her gut and contributing to her low energy. Willing to experiment, Ruth began switching her morning drink to warm water with collagen powder and lemon, and she added a slice of whole grain toast with almond butter. It felt like a small change, but to her body, it made a big difference. The bloating subsided, her afternoon fatigue eased, and before long, Ruth was back in the pool, gliding through the water with a grace she thought she had lost. What these stories show is that you don't have to make dramatic changes to feel dramatically better. Often, it's the little things, the quiet adjustments in your morning routine, that send a powerful message to your body. I'm here to support you. Adding a small breakfast before your coffee, replacing an acidic drink with a gentle alternative, or starting the day with a little protein can be the difference between feeling weak and feeling strong. It's not about giving things up. It's about doing things with more intention, more awareness, and more love for your future self. These real stories are powerful because they're not about perfect health or fancy diets. They're about regular people, like you, who listened to their bodies, took one small step, and noticed real change. And the best part? It didn't take months or years. Many of them felt the difference in just a couple of weeks. Stronger legs, better balance, fewer crashes in energy, more confidence in their own body. So if you've ever thought it's too late to change, or I'm too old to feel stronger, think again. Your muscles are still listening, your body is still responding, and your mornings are still a powerful place to start. The only question is, what will you give your body tomorrow morning? Conclusion. As we've explored today, your morning routine holds more power than you might think, especially after 70. That first drink of the day, the one you've been reaching for out of habit or comfort, could be silently working against your muscle strength, energy, and independence. Whether it's black coffee on an empty stomach or a glass of acidic juice with no food to balance it out, these small choices can slowly chip away at your health over time. But the good news is, small changes in your morning habits can also have the opposite effect. They can build you back up. You don't have to give up the drinks you love. This isn't about restriction. It's about rebalancing. It's about understanding what your aging body needs and learning how to support it with kindness, consistency, and nourishment. Whether that means adding a protein shake, sipping warm water with collagen, or simply eating a slice of toast before your coffee, these changes are simple, practical, and powerful. The stories you heard today weren't about perfect people. They were about real seniors who made small decisions and felt stronger because of them. You can do the same. Your muscles may be aging, but they are not done. They are still listening, and they are still capable of growing stronger with the right support. So tomorrow morning, when you wake up and reach for that familiar drink, take a moment. Ask yourself, what can I give my body today to help it feel stronger, steadier, and more alive? One choice, one change. That's all it takes to start building a healthier, more energized you. Thank you so much for spending this time with me today. I hope this video reminded you that no matter your age, your health is still in your hands, and your mornings can be a beautiful place to begin again. Until next time, take good care of yourself, and let each sunrise bring new strength. We really appreciate you spending time with us today. If you found this video helpful, please don't forget to give it a like and hit that subscribe button. It's a simple way to support our work, and it helps more people discover the tips they need to live healthier, happier lives. And if you want to stay up to date, just click the notification bell so you won't miss any of our future videos. See you again soon.